Ali Frazier, Hagler Hearns, Holyfield Tyson, regardless of which one you consider the greatest, each one renowned through generations, spoken about and remembered for their impact, their magnitude, their significance. Though tonight, our title fight won't be fought within the confines of a 20-foot by 20-foot ring. No. It will be fought on a 120 by 53-yard plot of near freezing Bermuda in the shadows of the Blue Ridge Mountains. As October in the high school football regular season comes to a harmonious end, tonight's title fight promises to be unlike any other, and we get it a day early. After suffering its second defeat of the season, South Greene got back to the win column last week with a win over Eagleton Academy as they return home for the first time in over a month. Prolific offense and stifling defense continue to be their calling card on this Rebel football team, led almost exclusively by the triple threat of Nash Raider, Trip Neese, and Charlie Lane. Despite the wild success the Rebels have seen this season, Coach Sean Jones knows tonight will be a much, much tougher task. The Happy Valley Warriors, ranked number 9 in the state, ascend atop Rebel Hill tonight with their undefeated record on the line. Complete dominance has been the theme of this bunch from Elizabethton this year, with the Warriors averaging more than 50 points per game and holding opponents less to a touchdown per. Coach Jason Jarrett has found incredible success during his tenure at Happy Valley, but tonight we'll be looking to bring home a region championship, something the Warriors haven't done in nearly a decade. While the wheel in the sky keeps on turning, bringing tomorrow's own uncertainties, one thing remains true. Tonight, we will crown a region champion. So get ready, buckle up. It's South Greene Happy Valley, high atop Rebel Hill, underneath Thursday Night Lights. The Bachman Bernard Game of the Week presented by Tommie's Plumbing starts next. Kickoff just 45 minutes away. We get you ready for tonight's ball game with full pregame coverage, including coaches' interviews, player spotlights, and an in-depth look at tonight's matchup. And it all starts next right here on First Horizon Green Sports Zone.
Green Sports Zone, in partnership with First Horizon Bank, presents the Bachman Bernard Green Sports Zone TV Game of the Week, presented by Tommie's Plumbing. Brought to you by Bachman Bernard Chevy Buick GMC Cadillac. At Bachman Bernard, they go the extra mile to see you smile. By Tommie's Plumbing. If you got a leak, let Tommie take a peek. The Marathon Quick Stop Markets. Run in when you run out. CNC Custom Trailers, where you're more than just a customer, you're a neighbor. Gateway Ford Nissan. Buy local and save thousands at Gateway Ford Nissan. D&D Garage Door Supplier. Reliable, trustworthy, and opening doors for you every day. Casper's Wrecker Service, providing quick towing to East Tennessee since 1992. Open 24 hours a day. Tusculum Body Shop since 1963. Come see them for all your auto body needs. Main Brand Hair Company. Go experience the Main Brand difference. Food City. Value every day. The Terry Law Firm. The Terry Law Firm fights for you. Small town firm, big city know-how. Terry's Flooring. Add value to your home by seeing Popsy and his team. The 107 Tire Center, your neighborhood tire and auto experts. The IHOP at the TA Travel Center, exit 36 in Bayleton. 70 and Summer Coin Laundry, Greenville's first in-class laundromat. State Representative David Hawk, proud, unwavering conservative leadership. Bayleton Drug Company, where you're a neighbor, not a number. Heritage Community Bank, making a difference for their customers.
Hello and good evening. Welcome to Rebel Hill, on deck for tonight's Region 1 2A Championship title match between the Happy Valley Warriors and the homestanding South Greene Rebels. Chris Osman, Matthew Plaza here, elevated fieldside to bring you analysis of today's contests. Derek Tarleton, and we got Tyler up here as well. Which one's doing the producing? Derek is doing the producing tonight, and Scott Anthony, weathering the storm, the theme for tonight's match and the theme for tonight's broadcast as well. High atop Rebel Hill. We're going to stay warm, do the best that we can. Chris Osman, who is wearing an electric jacket, a heated jacket. We'll start with this, Chris. Obviously, a lot up for grabs tonight. Home seeding in the playoffs, pretty much locked. You know you're going to be a 1 or a 2, and you're going to have a home playoff game in the first round. But a win tonight secures your home field for the entire playoffs up until that state championship game. How big is that for the victor tonight?
Yeah, tonight's a huge matchup against for both teams, and Happy Valley's coming in here wanting to take down the South Greene Rebels, but the Rebels know that they play good at home. We've seen it all year long. Besides that opening to Mo East that they took a loss to, they have played really well at home, and both know they got a lot to play for. They've done a ton of preparation leading up to this game. They know it's a day early than normal, so you lose that day of preparation. And so it's been an intense week of practice for both teams, but both coming in looking for a win.
And in that same breath, we take a look at the Region 1 2A standings. Happy Valley sits atop with that 9-0 record, but tied with South Greene in the conference, 2-0. South Greene, meanwhile, is 7-2 on the season. Cumberland Gap at the 3 with a 3-5 record. They're 0-2 in conference, and they get to take on the West Greene Buffaloes tonight on the range. West Greene 0-9, 0-2. We're going to hear from Coach Monroe here in just a bit about the Buffaloes matchup, but then, Chris, I wanted to take a look at Region 2A, where Oneida, Polk County, Eagleton Academy, a chance at a three-way tie over in Region 2, depending on how things shake out tonight. All four of those teams in action against each other tonight, so it's good that we'll kind of have it settled and have an extra day to prepare for next week's playoff first round. But Tellico Plains outside looking in at the 4 seed, but they still have a chance to jump up in the standing as well with an Eagleton Academy loss and a Tellico win. And Polk County would have to lose too. Oneida in control. They are 2-0 in that conference at 5-4. They will be facing off against Eagleton Academy tonight, but a lot of eyes on that because if Eagleton wins, it would then force a three-way tie given a Polk County win. And I know it's confusing, but stick with me. Oneida wins. They've all but secured it. They're the 1 seed, and that's where the loser of that Cumberland Gap West Greene game will travel. But with an Oneida loss tonight makes things really interesting, and you got 3 teams at 2-1. A lot up for grabs, not only in Region 1 but Region 2 as well.
Yeah, Region 2's definitely got a huge thing to watch out for. And you think of a school like Oneida, like you said, they're in the lead right now. They've got it all in control. They're 2-0 in the region, but it goes to say that you can't celebrate too early. You've got one more game to play, a tough Eagleton Academy team that we saw last week come and fight here in Rebel Hill, and so you've got to continue to preparation for that game. And while you are ahead, you've got to stay ahead. And so, like you said, a loss here tonight can really change everything into a three-way tie. And so Oneida knows that, I believe, and so they've got to come in with everything they've got for one more week and then prepare for the playoffs.
Oneida does have wins over Polk County and Tellico Plains this season, but a loss would drop them down into that tiebreaker situation where a loss could put you on the road in the first round of the playoffs, and that's a team that sits atop the region standings heading into Week 11. And something else I wanted to get your opinion on before we talk to Coach Monroe, just Week 11 already. It's flown by. It's getting much colder as we are firsthand experiencing now, but what a season. It has flown by, but playoffs on the horizon, and it's just got that football weather feel to it as well that comes along into Week 11, into the later parts of October.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been a wonderful season. My first season getting to do this, and so I've enjoyed it so much. And like you said, the weather's changed completely. We went from 80-degree weather week 1 down in the black hole, and a storyline that we didn't expect to really cover as much as we did. The young guns, we were worried about how they would struggle, and seeing Kipton Ball lead that team to I believe 3 or 4-0 to start the season, and then to watch South Greene do what they've done, North Greene what they've done, and watching us cover all these games and the storylines that have been built. It's been a wonderful season, but like you said, the weather has turned quickly. And it is cold now, but it's football weather. That's what we're used to here in East Tennessee, and so I've enjoyed every minute of it, and looking forward to every minute we've got coming our way.
Well, Coach Sean Jones calls it toboggan season, so that's what we got on hand here for tonight. But hey, a lot up for grabs tonight. Obviously, all eyes on the title matchup before our very eyes in Happy Valley South Greene, but a lot up for grabs in that West Greene Cumberland Gap game as well. The victor will have their first win in conference, and then they'll have a much more favorable draw in the first round of a playoff, if you can even call it that with the way Region 2 has shaken up. But Buffalo's also looking for their first win overall on the season. Earlier this week, our Tyler Nichols got to sit down and have a talk with Coach Evan Monroe on his Buffaloes, looking to get their first dub of the season. Here's Coach Monroe.
You're back on the range this week. It feels like it's been way too long since you've been here at home in Malsheim, and you've got, you could say, the most important game of the season now because it's Week 11, it's Cumberland Gap, it's the game.
They've got 3 guys that wear bright colored cleats that they're easy to spot.
Well, usually is easy to spot.
I mean, when they're wearing all black uniform at home, and they've got bright lime green cleats, bright orange cleats, and bright pink cleats. It's easy.
One color away from being a pack of highlighters.
Yeah, I mean, they are definitely bright. I call them green cleats. I think it's number 3. I think that's their quarterback's favorite target. Big, tall kid, runs a good route. Quarterback gives him a chance to go get it. They've got a good size O-line. So, they can pass block pretty well give that quarterback enough time to the timing's there where as soon as that guy's coming out of the break, ball's in the air, and they can make some plays with it. So, our secondary guys and linebackers even have got to be ready this week to cover because they attack vertically. They'll throw a little bubble, a little tunnel screen out there and try to get their guys the ball in space and let them work. Defensively, they mix it up. Sometimes it's odd down. Sometimes it's even down. 3 down, 4 down linemen. But they bring a lot of pressure. They're man-to-man usually up on the outside and bringing somebody just about every play. So our offensive line's got their work cut out for them this week and picking up some stunts and blitzes from the defense and really got a lot of work to do just to see if we can move the ball. Last couple of weeks we've struggled a little bit, but I think this week we've come to work and have a good game plan ready, and we go execute like I know we can. We've got to give ourselves a chance, but if we don't go out and execute, it doesn't matter what we do.
And I know we talked about how you might be playing in the same conditions you'll practice in, and that might benefit you on Thursday night. Yeah. Another thing I want to ask how much it benefits you is playing back-to-back Thursday games, because each team usually gets a Thursday game on their schedule during a season. Not many teams get 2. Rarely ever do you get 3, and 2 of those end up lining up back-to-back weeks. So how much does that benefit you that you get 2 Thursday games back-to-back? Because it's kind of like just a Friday back-to-back.
Yeah. Realistically, we didn't practice on Friday, so it gave our guys Friday, Saturday, Sunday to rest and recover. Give them, we're beat up. So that extra day of rest and recovery is great. Gives us a chance to get those guys that are injured, some extra rehab, get them some time to just get healthy. So I'm hoping this week we come in and we've got guys healthy and we can come in and we're full steam ahead with everybody ready to play. And it doesn't really change our schedule a whole lot. So for us, we just Thursday it's just bumped up a day. We're kind of pros at it at this point. We kind of know what to expect, how to do it, and what our guys know what to expect. So it's kind of nice to have back-to-back weeks. But I understand why we're playing on Thursday. We played on Halloween last year. Tito Les AA said if you played on Halloween last year, you won't this year. And I'm thankful for that because last year, man, I had to miss spending time with my kids, taking them trick-or-treating and do all the fun things that you get to do as a dad when your kids are little. So, that's one thing that I am thankful for this year, that it's on Thursday instead of Friday, so I do get to go do all the Halloween festivities with my kids on Friday night, man. I missed that last year. So,
before you get to those Friday night activities, Thursday night you've got Cumberland Gap. Here at home, senior night. Didn't mention that also. Got Cumberland Gap on Thursday night, hunting for a win to get that third seed going into the playoffs. Whenever you take the field on Thursday night when it's wet and rainy, what are the 3 keys of the game that you need to carry out?
We got to execute offensively. We've spit and sputtered the past couple weeks, and we've seen glimpses of our offense and what it can be, but then we'll have glimpses of what happens when we're not executing well. So for us, we've got to execute. We've got to go out and we got to do what we're coached to do every single play, no busted plays, and we got to control the line of scrimmage. I mean, offensive execution boils down to that front 5. If you're not executing on that offensive line, you're going backwards every play, and that's what happened against Unicoi last week. So offensive execution's got to be up there. I think we got to get a pass rush this week, make their quarterback uncomfortable. If you give him all day to throw, he'll pick you apart. But you get after him a little bit. I think if we can get a little pressure on him, get him maybe a little flustered, try to get the ball out of his hand quicker than he wants it to be. You can maybe make a big play in the secondary. And then special teams. We got to win special teams battle. We've had bust on special teams past couple weeks, so we got to come out this week and play a really clean game on special teams.
At Terry's Flooring, we have quality products along with quality installers that can make your space look better than ever before. The craftsmanship that our installers bring to the job site is unmatched. Along with the great installers, we have a huge selection of hardwood, LVP, tile, and carpet. We know that spending money isn't that easy, but at Terry's Flooring, we care about your money too. Stop on in and see my Popsy at Terry's Flooring and allow him to save you money while enjoying the hassle-free experience.
Just heard from West Greene head coach Evan Monroe. Big matchup for them tonight, Chris, as they take on the Cumberland Gap football team, also looking for their first conference win. Buffalo's 0-9 on the season, looking to get to 1-9 and jump Cumberland Gap in the conference standings, put them in a more favorable matchup come round one. But I guess the matchup everybody's watching on, at least in 2A, is this Happy Valley South Greene game. But over in 4A, a very intriguing matchup, one that's caught the eye of many quarters throughout the past better half of a decade, is that Greenville-Elizabethton rivalry. Those two always seem to meet up near the end of the season, and no matter where it's at, no matter where it's being held, it's always fireworks left and right. Now, last couple of years, Greenville has done much better in the series, but this is a much better Elizabethton team. I think they lost the first game of the season, and then since then they've rattled off 8 straight. So two 8-1 teams going at it tonight in Burley Stadium. A big matchup on hand for that Greenville-Elizabethton game.
Yeah, definitely a matchup to watch out for. No matter what game you're watching, definitely keep an eye on that game and keep up with that score. It's going to be a great game. Both teams want that win, a big rivalry like you talked about. And even growing up, I've always watched high school and college sports with my papaw, and this was a game he always mentioned, was that Elizabethton Greenville game. You got Zayden Anderson that I know wants to get a win, and he's going to play his heart out. And so you're going to see a lot from him. You're going to see a lot from that Elizabethton team. They're just as hungry for a win as well. So definitely a matchup to keep your eye on as you're watching sports tonight.
And not only is it a rivalry, much like tonight's South Greene Happy Valley game, the victor will have home field advantage all the way into that state championship game where they have to travel to Chattanooga. So even more to play for as well. So Rebels, Warriors duking it out, Cyclones, Green Devils duking it out to see who has that home field through the course of the playoffs. Of course, you got to win those games, but it's really good knowing that you have those home games. But a tough region, and Region 2 and Region 3 when you got Alcoa and Upperman as well, who's Greenville's already faced this year, but a gauntlet in those latter two regions. It's going to be a tall task, but it's much better when you do have home field advantage.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, home field advantage makes a complete difference. And, you know, even you see that with South Greene in this game, where when they go on the road, they tend to give up more points. But when they're at home, they're holding people to 0 and 7. And so just goes to show you having your own fan base there and being in the comfort of your own home really makes a difference and gives you a lot of confidence going into those games. And especially for a playoff game, you want all the momentum that you can on your side.
Well, let's take a closer look at that Greenville-Elizabethton matchup. It is tonight. It is broadcasted live on 99.5 WGRV. Ron, Pat, and Richard will give you the call on that one. And we'll get you to our interview we had earlier this week with Coach Spradlin as he previewed that matchup with the Cyclones.
It's time. We lead up to this game the whole entire season since the TSSAA started setting the region schedules. 3 years ago, it's been the Week 11 matchup, and it's been for the Region 1 4A championship for even more years than that. And it's once again for the Region 1 4A championship this year. It's Greenville, it's Elizabethton on a special Thursday night this week on a short week. Talk to me about it.
You know, it's like you said, it's a big time game. It's for all the all the marbles.
Yeah.
It's for them maybe, but we set our goals at the start of the year as a football team. You know, we're not in here saying goal number one's a state championship. That's not what we try to reach our main goal. Our main goal right now to set us up for the best road in the playoffs has been the whole year is to have an opportunity to play for a Region 1 4A championship, and that's what we got on Thursday night. So, everything we've wanted is right here, and we've got to come play our best football team against a really good football team. 2 9-1 team or 8-1 teams getting after each other. So, and like we talked about last week, I think a little bit, you can throw records out the window.
Yeah.
And, it comes down. It's going to be a hard-nosed football game. 2 good teams just getting after it. And it's going to be a four-quarter game, and we'll see how it ends. After those 4 quarters, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, and as good as both teams are, it might take more than 4 quarters to decide the winner of this one on Friday night. But speak about Elizabethton a little bit. I know that looking at their record, like you said, both teams are 8-1. They're on an 8-game winning streak. They lose their first game of the year to Science Hill, and they've won out since then. But talk to me a little bit about Elizabethton themselves and some of the things that you'll expect to see from them.
They're going to, really similar to football teams. You turn on the film. One of my coaches joked. He said we could probably just go against our offense all week and be fine what the Elizabethton's doing. But really similar what we do on offense and defense, both sides of the ball. They got really 3 kids that are running the football, maybe 4 for them running the football really hard. They lost their quarterback against Northview a couple of weeks ago, but they stepped in with a freshman quarterback, and he's playing as good or better than the starter was. He's probably throwing the football for more yards than their starter was. So really explosive kid at quarterback. I know he's a freshman, but he spins the ball really good. Athletic kid. He's not very big, but really good talent at quarterback. They got a good offensive line, and like I said, really good run game, and they've got one of the better receivers in the region for sure.
And talk about how different it is playing on a short week, because if I remember correctly, this game was on Friday night last year.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a region championship game that you have to play on a short week now. That's not ideal per se, but you still got to work with what you're given. So how do you prepare for such a huge game with one less day to prepare?
We stepped everything up one day, kind of like we
Start
did
on Sunday
against Sevier County. We practiced last night, got our normal, what we call Monday practice was on Sunday. Then today on Monday, it'll be a normal Tuesday practice. So everything's just bumped up one day. We're going to get all the same, we're going to prepare the same way that we always do with the same amount of days, but you one less day of a rest. So that was big for us to get those starters, a little rest on Friday night. So, we're coming in, we're pretty dang healthy, which is a good thing. We got a couple guys banged up a little, but I'm sure they'll be ready to go on Friday night. But going to be a big-time opportunity for our football team. Got to make the most of it.
And then we talk about how it's for the Region 1 4A championship. We talk about how it's a short week on Thursday, 2 8-1 powerhouses that are both ranked top 10 within the state in Class 4A. But I think maybe the biggest thing that's at stake is looking at the playoff picture. Not only do you win the region and you get that 1 seed, but if you were able to win this game, I believe you get 4 straight home games throughout the playoffs. So there's a lot more at stake considering that's on the line too. So how crucial is that to be able to win this game and get home playoff advantage all the way throughout until you'd have to go to Chattanooga?
Yeah, it's big. If you start looking at different scenarios for the playoffs, you lose this game, you could have Anderson County coming to your place round 1 if, one game, depends on how a game comes. They got beat by Gibbs, and then Gibbs and Carter are playing. If Gibbs beats Carter, and then Gibbs is the number 2 seed in that region. So that put Anderson County, the 3, coming to number 2 to start the playoffs round 1.
That's not what you expect and not what you're used to.
No, they didn't have their starting quarterback. He's back. He broke his collarbone early in the year, and he come back, I think, last week. So he's back, and had a big win last week. So big time matchup between Gibbs and Carter with a lot on the line. It'll be interesting how that unfolds in that region, but you won't be able to. The playoff is different this year. You could be going. You win round 1, you could be going on the road to play. In Region 3 or 4 team in round 2. So you won't be at home. You won't be at home if you got an opportunity for 4 games here. You want to make the most of it. So really a lot on the line Friday night against, like we talked about, a really good football team. Didn't talk about, defensively they're as good as we've seen. Big up front, 2 big linebackers that both play. They got a lot of guys play both ways, as we do as well. But they probably got a few more playing both ways than we do. But going to be a big time challenge.
Absolutely, and to be able to exceed that big-time challenge on Friday night and pick up a win, and not only win the Region 1 4A championship and get home playoff advantage? What are the 3 keys that you're going to have to carry out to get that victory?
You know, in a big-time game like this, the first and foremost, you got to you can't turn the football over. You know, I think there's a good chance of some rain on Friday night, so we got to make sure, or Thursday night, we got to make sure and control that football. You can't turn it over. We've done a really good job on that, but we got to continue to do that. Key number 2 is we got to win the line of scrimmage offensively. We got to be able to run the football, especially if it's raining. They're going to load that box and challenge us to throw football, and we got an opportunity in there. You know, we feel like we've got a really good offensive line. We've talked about it all year. Big, physical, and we got to show up and play like that on Friday. Got to win the line of scrimmage. Key number 3, defensively, you got to control they're going to be able to run the football, but they're going to come in here and try to, you know, out-formation us a little, I'd say, and run the football. You got to control that run game, and you know, they're going to get some yardage running the football, but you can't let them be. You got to win that line of scrimmage defensively as well. And then we'll throw key number 4, special teams. You got to be good in special teams in a game like this, especially if it's wet and rainy. You got to make sure you're on top of it, and you know, on punts. If we've not punted much this year, but in games like this, if you got to punt, you got to punt and play some defense. But got to be sharp on special teams.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect: games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected: low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at GatewayNissanGreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
In Greenville, we blend beauty with Southern charm.
From sharp cuts to flawless color and perfect extensions, we make dream hair real.
As milkshake experts, we deliver exclusive treatments, glosses, and pro product advice. Finish your look with nails and waxing done with care.
Relax and recharge with our signature Japanese head spa.
Come experience the Main Brand difference.
At the Main Brand Hair Company,
we wrangle your tangles.
At Heritage Community Bank, we offer local banking with local decisions. Stop by any of our 3 convenient locations and see how Heritage Community Bank can serve your needs. We're here to stay. We're not for sale. We're not merging. We're local, and we intend to stay that way. From small business banking to personalized checking accounts with online and mobile capabilities, Heritage Community Bank can take care of all your banking needs. Visit us online at hcbonline.us, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Now we welcome you back to Rebel Hill, just about 17 and a half minutes away from kickoff between Happy Valley and South Greene for the Region 1 2A title game. Greenville, Elizabethton happening a few miles away for the Region 1 4A title game. West Greene and Cumberland Gap, another local team in action tonight. A lot of games split on this Thursday, Friday, Halloween weekend, if you will, Chris. I think it was an issue of the officials wanting to get the top guys for the top games. They've certainly got it here tonight.
Yeah, it's a huge game tonight, and you want the best of the best at every game. And, you know, going into the schedule, teams, they know how good these teams are going to be. That's why you schedule at the beginning of the year. You know, you put a game like South Greene, Happy Valley, you put it on that lone Thursday night because all eyes want to be on it. And these are one of those games. Greenville, Elizabethton's one of those games, and they showcase that throughout the year. They were the top dogs, and now they get to play and really see who the top dog is.
So 3 of the 5 teams in our scope in action tonight. 2 other teams in action tomorrow night, Chegadook and North Greene. North Greene into the playoffs, a lock with last week's win over our favorite, Sunbright Fighting Tigers. But a tough match tomorrow against Yaneka. Yaneka struggling this year, but a good win tomorrow would put North Greene in great standing. They're still in contention to host a playoff game for the second time in school history. So a big game tomorrow, and this is what Coach Tilson had to say with his matchup with the Rangers.
It's finally the 10th matchup of the season. Luckily, you don't have to figure out if you're going to make it to the postseason in the last matchup of the season. You made sure that you nailed that down last week with the win over Sunbright. Now you've got Yaneka coming in here, and that will determine what happens come next week's postseason. A lot of things are still up in the air. We'll talk about that in just a minute, though. But let's talk about Unaka first. It's senior night. It's potentially the last game that these seniors get to play here at home. So talk about how special of a night Friday night will be against Unaka and the Rangers.
We got a large senior class, and they've been through a lot of ups and downs over the past 4 years, but they'll be leaving tied as the winningest class in school history. So they have a lot to be proud of. There'll be a group that who has made the playoffs all 4 years that they've been here, who have beaten every team in our region that has been consistently in our region, minus Hampton coming in this year. But they have a lot to be proud of. So this is just one last chance to come out and go compete and play out in front of the crowd. And so we are also, to commemorate this senior class, is inviting alumni to come back, because this is the 50th year of North Greene football. So we're inviting alumni to come back and join us with the Husky Walk. And we've got a little script Coach Rosenbaum's going to read off at halftime about the history of North Greene football. So to kind of honor the past as our seniors join that group. And so it's been a good ride with this group, and he'll be sad to see this group go. But it's good to see. At least we got a couple more chances to go compete. And then the best part about the playoffs is we're a good enough group to go out and compete and go win. So try to make it one more week. That's what everybody's fighting for now.
Absolutely.
It's just to make it one more week and get to play football again. So that's the good part here. And we got a lot of good players in this group that have done a lot of things. I'd like to know, I'm sure some of them have broken school records, but it's hard to say. Because I don't have those stats and don't know where to find them. But they got a lot to be proud of, and I'm really pleased with this group, and definitely not get too emotional about them leaving. But it's gonna be a sad day to see this group go.
Now let's talk about Unaka a little bit also coming in here, because they're a team that's been a part of that consistent conference group that you mentioned also. You've had some battles with them over the last few years, and they're coming in here once again. Talk about the Rangers and what you can expect from their squad.
They play really hard. They've got a really young team. They've fallen on hard times. And that thus is the nature of small schools. You get a large group that comes through, then you got small groups that come through, and they're on the small side right now in terms of numbers, and so they're going to come out, they're going to compete hard, and they're going to play hard. And they've struggled quite a bit this year in terms of on the field, but they've done a really good job of trying to put themselves in position to go score and put themselves in position to get a couple stops. And they've got a playmaker, Austin Fuller, who's had some postseason accolades over the last few years, and he's a pretty good ball player. He's the guy that they're going to try to get the ball to if they need a big play. And he's a pretty good football player. But they've got a lot of kids who've never played football before this year, or played very little football, and they're trying to figure the game out. And I can respect those kids of coming out and competing, and because football is a hard sport, and them kids coming out and competing the way that they do. And Coach Bennett does a great job with scheme, and does a great job with building his program, and he does things the right way. And sometimes even when you do things the right way, you kind of find years that like this, and those are the years you really there's other things you start to focus on, and trying to build the type of people that you want to see. And you can see that when you watch the film, is their kids will be successful when they get done, and I can respect them a whole lot for that. So in terms of what happens on the field Friday night,
we are a locally owned company, proud to serve our community. So we do everything with you in mind. We clean and sanitize our stores, provide a well-lit, monitored area to keep you and your family safe. You can always expect a friendly staff and a large selection of products with weekly specials. Stop in at a nearby Marathon Quick Stop Market today.
At Terry's Flooring, we have quality products along with quality installers that can make your space look better than ever before. The craftsmanship that our installers bring to the job site is unmatched. Along with the great installers, we have a huge selection of hardwood, LVP, tile, and carpet. We know that spending money isn't that easy, but at Terry's Flooring, we care about your money too. Stop on in and see my Popsy at Terry's Flooring and allow him to save you money while enjoying the hassle-free experience.
Everything on the line tonight with the South Greene Rebels looking to repeat as Region 1 2A champions, but standing in the way, the number 9 team in the entire state, Happy Valley High School. Tonight's as big as it gets. This one, much more than just a region championship. Home playoff rights also up for grabs, with their winner receiving home field advantage all the way through the postseason until the potential state championship game in Chattanooga. Happy Valley walks onto Rebel Hill tonight, undefeated at 9-0, and they've been on a tear all the way going back to 2023. Winners of 23 of their last 24 regular season games. That lone loss coming at the hands of the Rebels just last season. The Warriors also searching for their first region crown since 2016, the first year that Jason Jarrett got on the job up in Elizabethton. Meanwhile, South Greene searching for their 5th title in the last 7 years. Chris Osman rejoins us. Chris, a South Greene team who has controlled the region regardless of what region they've been in, regardless of who has been in there. And tonight, Happy Valley is that team that stands in the way from another region crown. Just an incredible matchup on hand here for tonight. What does South Greene need to do to get this victory?
Yeah, it's huge for South Greene tonight, and they know that they've got a tough opponent they've got to play. And so if you're Coach Jones, you know that, and you have to relay that to your coaching staff and make sure they're prepared, and then pass that down to the kids and make sure that they're ready. It's a huge game tonight. Happy Valley, we know, is a dominant force in this region, and they've put up a ton of points. They average 51 points a game, and so you know that they've got a powerful offense, but both the teams have a good defense. So if you're Sean Jones, you've got to come in and you've got to be able to stop that offense, and then when you get the ball in offense, you've got to use every possession you can to score the best you can, whether that's a field goal or a touchdown. You've got to get that ball and points on the board, and then let your defense and trust in them. And I believe Sean Jones does a great job in trusting in his kids, and he believes in them, and that's what it takes. And so tonight, Sean Jones is prepared the best he can, and now he's got to go out there and put it all on the field one more time in the regular season.
Well, with the teams getting ready to run out, the wind picking up and the air beginning to chill, let's take a look at what Coach Sean Jones had to say earlier this week as he sat down with our Tyler Nichols and previewed tonight's matchup with the Warriors.
It's the matchup that you've been looking forward to for a while now. It's Happy Valley, it's South Greene. It's for the Region 1 2A championship on Thursday night this week, not Friday night. So enough talking about it now. I'm going to give you the floor to talk about it. You got another championship here in Week 11. How are you feeling going into tomorrow?
Well, we feel good. Everybody else, I think, in East Tennessee thinks that we're going to get beat, and that's fine. We're okay being an underdog. We playing at South Greene's good, and the thing about football, it's all about matchups. I mean, it really is. Everybody always says, why do you beat this team but get beat by this team and somebody else does the reverse? And it is all about matchups. So we'll see what happens here Thursday night. They're bringing a great team in here. One of the better teams I've seen at Happy Valley in a long time. I mean, they just all the way across the board up front. They got studs everywhere, got skill. Last year, everybody was, 44 probably was their best skill person. Now everybody's telling me that, he might be number 5, and then it could be right that you got to transfer in number 2, the rougher kid from Volunteer. So they're just really good. The quarterback's back; he's a stud. So we got our hands full. We're going to have to play really well. Although it's at home, it's going to be cold, but we're going to show up. The good thing of it is, we've told the boys all week we're used to, now in the last 6 years playing for conference championships. I think we're not played for just one time. If I'm not mistaken, that was 3 years ago since I've been back. So, that's what we're trying to do, build around here. Is, you're playing for conference championships year in and year out. So it's going to be a great game. If you look at it on paper, a lot of people, if you actually just dig down and study it, we're probably really even as far as athletes and linemen and all that stuff. So it may come down to who has the ball last or who gets the biggest break. So, we just want to be in it in the fourth quarter and see what happens. So, they're, like I say, they're 9-0, play well on both sides of the ball, quick. So we've got to work cut out for us.
You mentioned the record right there, and that's where I was going to go next, because you also mentioned that not often are you considered the underdogs. And I think it was that way in a lot of people's eyes last year also. They had been, I think, 6-0 going into that game at Happy Valley last year, and you were considered the underdogs, and you went in there and beat them. This year, they're undefeated once again, coming in here to play South Greene again. So it seemed like it's a trend the last few years where the teams that are considered the underdog has been the one to win the game, and there's been some undefeated team fall in those games. So we could see the same thing come this Thursday night, but talk about that underdog mentality a little bit, because you don't have that underdog mentality a lot, because you look at the games on your schedule and a lot of times people say South Greene's winning that game. But in this game, virtually everybody is saying Happy Valley. So talk about that underdog mindset that you carry in.
Well, we started first year, we got beat at East. We've talked about that, should have won that game. And going into Boone and Johnson County and Concord and even Eagleton, everybody's thinking that we're going to get beaten. And we're okay with that. It's one of those things that our boys take serious and take personal. And so this week I guess it's warranted because they are 9-0 and they've beaten a lot of teams. I think the last 3 games they've had 3 shutouts, 4 total in a year, maybe 5. So we just got to come in and focus and do what we do, and we felt like we prepared well this week. I'll be shocked if we don't play well. But we just hope that turns into a win on Thursday night. So we're going to give it our all. I promise you, South Greene will leave it all on the field, and that's usually what we do. So we're hoping it's going to be a hard physical game for us. We try to be physical, and last year, Coach Jared after the game, told me that we were really physical with them, and then he took steps to try to make his boys more physical this year, and I think they're going to come in with that mentality that we were more physical than they were last year. So. It's just going to be a tight matchup, I feel. The good thing this year about playing Happy Valley, you don't have to worry about Hampton anymore. That's a good thing, because it's a two-headed monster. The last few years we had to worry about both of them, and Coach Burns, offensive coordinator, always looks at the matchup of Happy Valley as one of the bigger matchups, because no matter what the records are, Happy Valley always gives us fits, win, lose, or draw. So the schools are, we got the same colors. It's almost identical in size, and everybody says Greene County and Carter County are sister counties, and we're alike and everything. So it's a big game for us, one we're excited about, and we'll be ready for.
And talk about their offense and defense a little bit. You mentioned how everybody was talking about 44 last year, and everybody's not talking about 44 as much because they've got a few transfer players in and a few.
He's just a gamer. Last year he was a little banged up in the first half, and he kept going, kept playing hard up there last year. So so they make things they do. Quarterback's going to get out there and try to get in space, and 2 and even 1. He's the wing back. So they've got people everywhere. Levin's the receiver when they want to throw it. That was there last year. So they've got really good skilled people and good alignment, and that we're going to have to account for and know where they're at. Defensively, it's the same kids. I think we figured out they switched one kid from offense to defense when they switched that side of the ball. So it's really the same kids, but they fly to the football. They're all over the place. It seems like so it's going to be a challenge, but one we gladly take here at South Greene.
Happy to get another Creed feature in there this week.
Yeah, I got a Creed feature. Happens every week.
Lastly, also going into this game, it's the most important game of the season now. It's a Region 1 2A championship game. here on Rebel Hill on Thursday night. It's against Happy Valley, the team that everybody has expected you all to play all along. You've got 3 keys to the game that you need to carry out in order to get that win. What are they?
Well, we got to continue what we've done all year except one game winning turnover battle. We lost it down at Concord, and we got beat. So we're going to have to win that turnover battle. We're going to have to get off the field on 3rd down. The offense that Happy Valley runs, they're trying to do 3 or 4 yards of cloud of dust and get ball control. And then with that being the case, if they have long drives, we got to score when we get the opportunities. So because if you want to beat this type of team that does ball control, you got to score when you get the opportunity, because you may not have the possessions that you want at the end of the day. So those are the 3 keys for Friday night.
At Food City, we make it easy for you to shop your way. Order online and pick it up curbside, or have it delivered straight to your door with Instacart or DoorDash. Nobody does food like Food City. And now get it straight from our doors to yours.
Whether you ride, haul, or work, CNC has what moves you from dirt roads to job sites. We've got the gear to get you there. Hard-working equipment, helpful people, and honest advice. Whether you haul tools, toys, or livestock, CNC Custom Trailers has the equipment you need and the upgrades you want. CNC Custom Trailers, where you're more than just a customer, you're a neighbor.
Hello, friends. This is State Representative David Hawk. Always honored to support our Greenville and Greene County schools in their academic and athletic programs. We are blessed to have great families, teachers, and coaches working hard to ensure a bright future for our students. I'm David Hawk, encouraging all listeners to get involved and stay involved with our young people to help them succeed. We work hard in the classroom through the week and play hard on the field when the Friday night lights turn on. Once again, this is David Hawk. It's my honor to serve and represent you. Paid for by Fund to elect David Hawk, Daniel Hawk, Treasurer.
At B&H Garage Doors, family comes first. From the first call to the final install, every home is treated with care and respect. Repairs, new doors, or smart garage technology, quality, honesty, and craftsmanship last with every project. For reliable service and doors built to last, call 423-620-9164 or visit bhgaragedoors.com to schedule service today. B&H Garage Doors, where quality meets family care.
Win or lose, it's a family tradition. "24-hour hot breakfast, cold drinks, and a table big enough for the whole team, or just your team. IHOP at Davy Crockett Travel Center. Breakfast that brings you back. Open 24/7 right off I-81, exit 36.
One thing we all have in common is the need for a good running vehicle. Here at 107 Tire and Service Center, we make that achievable with our affordable prices on repairs. Our certified techs equipped to work on any major or minor repair from brakes to engine replacements, and we offer high quality parts and a 12-month or 12,000-mile parts and labor warranty on most repairs. Come and see us at 6256 Irwin Highway in Chuckey, Tennessee, or give us a call at 620-4970.
So why sit on the sidelines when you could be driving a brand new Chevrolet, GMC, or Cadillac from Bachman Bernard in Greenville? Choose from the Silverado, Sierra, Terrain, Acadia, Equinox, Trax, Trailblazer, or Blazer. And wrap yourself in elegance and style while driving a Cadillac, Lyric, or the best vehicle on the planet, the Cadillac Escalade. So don't stumble, bumble, and fumble your way with other dealers. If we don't have it, we'll get it. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet GMC Cadillac in Greenville, where we will save you money.
Tommie's Plumbing has been in business for 30 years, and we're still growing because we treat our customers like family. We are proud to do any job from kitchen faucet installation to a complete home repipe. Tommie's Plumbing offers warranties on most products installed by our technicians. When the job is done, our friendly professionals make sure to clean up. We invite you to visit our new showroom in Jonesboro to see our quality products for yourself. Tommie's is the only one to call when you need a fast, reliable, professional plumber in the Tri-Cities.
Looking for a garage door without the long wait? At D&D Garage Door Supplier of Greenville, you'll find Safeway brand garage doors delivered in just 9 business days. Why wait 4 to 6 weeks when your new door could be rolling up sooner? They're your one-stop shop with over 25 years of experience, offering doors, parts, installs, and openers, including LiftMaster motors, overheads, and side mounts. Dealers, go check them out. They've got everything you need to get the job done right. Stop by 107 Bohannon Avenue or call 423-278-0622. D&D Garage Door Supplier. Reliable, trustworthy, and opening doors for you every day.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at GatewayNissanGreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
In Greenville, we blend beauty with Southern charm.
From sharp cuts to flawless color and perfect extensions, we make dream hair real.
As milkshake experts, we deliver exclusive treatments, glosses, and pro product advice. Finish your look with nails and waxing done with care.
Relax and recharge with our signature Japanese head spa.
Come experience the Main Brand difference.
At the Main Brand Hair Company,
we wrangle your tangles.
At Heritage Community Bank, we offer local banking with local decisions. Stop by any of our 3 convenient locations and see how Heritage Community Bank can serve your needs. We're here to stay. We're not for sale. We're not merging. We're local, and we intend to stay that way. From small business banking to personalized checking accounts with online and mobile capabilities, Heritage Community Bank can take care of all your banking needs. Visit us online at hcbonline.us, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
At Marathon Quick Stop Markets, you'll find a company that realizes that our customers are our biggest assets. We are a locally owned company, proud to serve our community. So we do everything with you in mind. We clean and sanitize our stores, provide a well-lit, monitored area to keep you and your family safe. You can always expect a friendly staff and a large selection of products with weekly specials. Stop in at a nearby Marathon Quick Stop Market today.
At Terry's Flooring, we have quality products along with quality installers that can make your space look better than ever before. The craftsmanship that our installers bring to the job site is unmatched. Along with the great installers, we have a huge selection of hardwood, LVP, tile, and carpet. We know that spending money isn't that easy, but at Terry's Flooring, we care about your money too. Stop on in and see my Popsy at Terry's Flooring and allow him to save you money while enjoying the hassle-free experience.